Okay, so first resource is, what's this, kids? Painter's tape. I know you all have painter's tape in your house, right? Obviously, I mean, when you got a house, you got to paint. So there are 3 or 4 painter's tape activities I'm going to show you. This one today, right now, is right here on my kitchen floor. Simple as that. It is a number line, okay? Not only that, but I have written out for you all the different ways to use a number line according to the different grade levels. Starting with K, you can make a number line and go all the way up to 100. Right, Olive? You can balance on a number line just like Olive is demonstrating right now. Some of these activities go right into first. If you have a first grader, do the K ones. And then go on to the first grade ones. If you're a second grader, do the K ones, do the first ones, then do the second grade ones. And so forth. All right? I had painter's tape. I also had these labels, all-purpose labels. You can use Post-it notes, anything like that. And for very simple, basic purposes, I'm going to label my number lines 1, 2, and 3. So I have number 1. Olive, what number is that?
Number 2.
Number 2! She's got a math teacher at home. Number 2, and I'm creating some distance. Thank you, Olive. And what number is that, Olive?
Number 1.
And it's number 3. Don't tell the math teacher. All right, excuse me, Olive.
Okay.
And number 3.
Are you making a road?
I am making a number line, Olive. And we're going to use your toys to demonstrate.
Why?
So if you're in kindergarten, what a great activity you can do on your number line is grab any toys that you have at home. All right, so one activity we can do for a kindergartner is once you have labeled your number line, you can go all the way up to 100 if you're feeling ambitious, or simply start off with 1 through 10 or 1 through 20. And one thing I like to do, we're going to use Olive, we're going to use your blocks. Is that okay? All right, so Olive, this is the number 1. Can you stack 1 block on the number 1? Here you go, put that block right here. Thank you. And Olive, this is the number 2. So we're going to put, how many blocks are we going to put there? 2. 1, 2. Good. 1, 2. Now, Olive, what number is this? 3. How many blocks are we going to put there?
1, 2.
3 blocks.
3 blocks.
Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. This is helping your little one at home in kindergarten figure out quantity and quantity of numbers and size of numbers. So clearly we can see that 1 is smaller than 2, 2 is smaller than 3, or 3 is bigger than 2, and 2 is bigger than 1. They can line up anything they want, shoes, crayons, their toy cars, all the way up to 100 if you really are ambitious. All right, thank you, Olive. Another activity for my K friends out there is hopping and counting all the way to 100 or as far as your number line goes. Ready, Olive?
Yeah.
So we're going to start here. We're going to hop to 1. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, Olive. 1. Do it again. We're going to hop and count.
1,
2,
2,
3.
4.
Nice job! Another activity when you get up into a little bit past later kindergarten or early first grader, we start counting from any number, not just starting from 1. We always want to be able to count from any number. So you can change your number line to be different numbers further along in the hundreds chart. And I would challenge your first grader, mark a number and say, start counting from that number. 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, right now I'm going to show you, oh look, Moose is so excited to talk about fractions! Yay! Moose. Shh. We're going to talk about your favorite subject now, Moose, fractions. So if you have a third grader, fourth grader, fifth grader, this is when we really dive into the number line and partitioning fractions, and then we get up to the fifth partition decimals. Right, so now I'm going to show you how to partition your number line for those that are third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. Instead of counting and adding and subtracting, we can start partitioning fractions on a homemade, beautiful painter's tape number line. All you need is some simple whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, to start off with the basics. Now I've also used my labels I'm going to use thirds as my example for my number line. You can do fourths, fifths, sixths, halves, you name it. All fractions are just a unit. And practice labeling and partitioning your number line, breaking it apart between the whole numbers, 0 and 1. Now you notice here that I have my 1/3 and my 2/3, and I'm going to keep my 1 whole and place my 3/3 on top of my 1 whole, because 3/3 is the same as 1 whole. And lastly, you can do the exact same thing. Instead of fractions, you can do decimals. 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, and actually I need to make space here for 1/10, all the way to your whole number of 1. 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and then 10/10, which is the same as 1 whole.